examples out here are probably like the words that we've used previously, of not overly enthusiastic about the proposed teardrop, is an expression we used. The widening of the Dereham Road into 2 lanes is welcomed, but traffic lights should be phased. So it's just you know, each individual part of the issue has been looked at, and then we've put comments around those initiatives to make sure that whoever reads it at the other end is clear that, you know, the council is not objecting to the development, but it clearly wants the infrastructure put in place to cope with the demand of the traffic.
You could, like Marlingford, object. Use the words object. We object. You can. Marlingford did.
We supported the joint core strategy.
Yeah, we have that all the way through. What I suggest we do is to respond by saying that unless the infrastructure is in place at the outset, it will exacerbate the traffic situation that we've been experiencing in Costessey and in Easton and along the A47 Southern Bypass and the A1174 Dereham Road. And that has to be taken on board seriously as an initial start. And that's all we are only consulted because of the displacement of traffic that will come our way.
And this is outline, isn't it? It's not a full.
Yeah.
It's outline at the moment, and as I said,
once you get the detail,
as I said,
really
they've gone. If you look at the environmental reports, they're talking about 1100. They're not talking about. They're designing everything for 1100.
Yeah, well,
So
that's the same with Queen's Hill.
use the word object.
Queen's Hills was only 1380.
Yeah.
It's now 2,100.
And just, you will twig sometimes next 3 months, another dig behind Sainsbury's. They've got to bring another sewer pipe from the pump station at Queen's Hill across land which the bloke said, oh, some name of Bullen's on that. I said, well, that's part of R.G. Carter Group. He didn't know that, but they've got to bring another sewer up there to link into the sewage system behind Sainsbury's, because there isn't the capacity to bring the sewage from the pump station up to the mains at Sainsbury's. So that's what happened. And I mean, Leeds have now handed some of the work on to care builders, believe it or not.
Nigel, would you like to
sort of
give us
in summary, would be given the capacity problems at the Longwater interchange and the surrounding areas, unless the infrastructure is improved to cope with the increased demand,
not improved, in place.
Or in place, the increased demand as a result of the new dwellings in Easton. You know, that's where the council, I think, stands in terms of where we can't.
We can't support.
Yes, it's. No, they don't. They don't. But they want the infrastructure done first. So that's the recommendation from the town council, which is a neighbouring council to the parish who are involved with the actual application.
So you can't say we object unless this is done. I'm sure that's what Marlingford said.
Well,
we object unless.
We object to the housing.
We object to the development unless this is done.
We're saying that we are requesting that the infrastructure is
because I think this councillor put forward a motion. I'm still not sure if you've just said no, you can't put that forward, or what's happened over that motion he put forward.
It's a proposal.
Any traffic what could work Marlingford way, just think where they hit that one road.
Oh yeah, this is good. So dangerous.
Bad junctions. Surely we've got support on the traffic.
There's
I can't go away from that one. And I said the health service has got to be brought into it as well, because that's no good saying, oh, let's not do this, let's do someone.
Yeah, we're all going to need it.
What I suggest as well is that we work with Easton Council jointly.
That'd be very useful.
In order to, and Albert Dewsbury.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to use the word object. What we could do is we cannot support as a neighbouring town council. So, you know, given the capacity problems at the Longwater interchange, the well known and accepted capacity problems there, we cannot support the application, the development at Easton until the infrastructure is in place prior to the commencement of the development.
That's a good diplomatic no, isn't it?
Would that be
we haven't.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Financially supported.
Yeah.
The more you think about it, the traffic come over Easton on the other road next to Cheltenham, and that'll jam that roundabout system will be worse.
Would you like to read that out again, Nigel, so that we're all
Given the well-documented, documented capacity problems at the Longwater interchange, we cannot support the development until the
Development at Easton.
until the associated infrastructure is put in place to allow for mitigation of traffic problems. Is probably the best word to use. Isn't it?
To mitigate the traffic problem.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say something. I mean, I appreciate that, in part you're involved with the joint core strategy, but there comes a time when you have to look at a joint core strategy or any strategy and think, actually, we can't just relentlessly carry on with the goalposts we had, because we've not built in the necessary infrastructure to ensure that it can work properly.
Well, I think that's probably what we are saying, in fact, that
Yes.
whilst we supported the joint core strategy, the joint core strategy has got to...
But that ain't just roads.
No.
That's
I
the
mean,
whole
the
system
point is not
can't-
just
Yeah.
the roads, is it?
And
There's a lot more to infrastructure than just the roads.
But it's been adopted.
Yeah.
The joint core strategy has been adopted.
But sometimes it's wrong.
Sure,
Yes,
but
before
unless we
it
object to it
But the gentleman,
and
You can't object to it now
implications
because
of it.
It's adopted.
No,
It's adopted until 26.
but the gentleman there's there was talking about the hospital. What about all the houses what go the other side of the city? Who owns most of that land?
Well, you've got to remember too
From the
that there is
airport to Drayton to Horsford, and he also owns the 600 acres at Little Constant. He didn't want the buildings, just the land. Think about
Norwich
it.
City Council are going to build 2,000 houses on Beaufort as well. 2,000 houses there. Right. As part of the joint core strategy. And the joint core strategy is Rawdon, South Norfolk, Norwich City Council, with a contribution from the County Council. So those are the three local authorities in terms of the joint core strategy. Although it's called something else now, I can't remember what it is. But anyway, and part of those proposals, having allocated the houses to particular district council areas, 2,000 in Beaufort, and they're all coming out on the A1074 Dereham Road.
But shouldn't the county council now say, hold on, we have really made a mistake here, and actually not just said, let's keep going down.
It isn't the county council, it's the district council.
The district councils did this. Well, someone needs to stop them in their tracks and say, "Wait, you are walking off a cliff. If you don't stop now, and unless we, as the general public, the voter who put you councillors in place, not for yourselves, but in general terms, unless we say no, enough is enough, and have our voices heard, and say you are answerable to us, we are saying no more."
Well, you've got that opportunity on May the 7th.
Yes.
At district level.
Yeah.
But at this level, I'm very frustrated that you can allow people to be brought into Norfolk by encouraging all this housing and saying, come, we've got all this housing, and then there will be no medical facilities. Let's take cancer. If someone in Norfolk gets cancer now, they're really struggling to give them radiotherapy. There's only so many pieces of equipment. It won't be very long before the radiotherapist, the oncologist, will be having to say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who's going to get the cancer treatment today? Because there's only one machine.
With respect, that's the national health system.
Saturdays and Sundays you're
But you're bringing in the housing. You're allowing the housing to happen to encourage the people to come in.
Well, I'm not, actually.
Well, when I say you, I mean, this is, you know...
Board, and then I think we're going to have to...
We have to make a decision.
Yeah.
To
draw.
It's a moral issue here.
Make one request, please. We started talking about Easton. We're now talking about developments on the other side of Norwich. We're talking about the hospital problem. The hospital problem has been here ever since the damn place was built.
Yep.
But, let's concentrate on one thing at a time. We are not MPs. We are not going to change the strategy of the NHS in this room tonight. You can shout all you like, but it won't go anywhere.
We listen.
All I'm saying is, can we concentrate on the subject in hand, which was Easton, and the answers has been provided I think 3 or 4 times by different council members this evening.
Well, our comments will be reported to South Norfolk
Thank you.
Council,
Yeah.
and when the application is listed, our comments will be there. They'll also appear on the website.
And I'll use the words in summary to extract it cannot support development until the infrastructure is done, so that will include that.
If Easton Council wants us to work with them, and I mean, we are a big council, obviously, so, you know, I mean, Nigel's a full-time deputy clerk, and we have a full-time clerk, and we have other staff. So, you know, we can lobby with you. And we do work with Margaret Dewsbury very closely. Yes, she visits us and we work with her. So
Well, I put that proposal, I think it was seconded by Pat.
Just a minute, is
Yeah.
yours an amendment to my proposal?
Well, you didn't have a seconder, did you?
I think Reg used the word reject rather than cannot support.
Right.
I think they're different.
Do you have a
So,
seconder?
do I
Reg?
have a seconder for that? Then that falls in this meeting.
I'll support.
Support. What, Tim or my...
You?
What, that we reject it?
Yes.
All those against rejecting the, I've got to
Only
put
got
that
me
on.
and him, so the rest I
All those in favour of rejecting, saying that we reject the application, can we please raise their hands? 3. Can I have all those? Go on, let me make sure I get it right.
Well, read it out again, man.
Yes. Given the well-documented capacity problems of the long water interchange in surrounding areas, the council cannot support the development of the eastern area until the traffic problems have been looked at to mitigate the problems in that area.
Something like that.
Sorry, but there were 3 in favour of my proposal. We didn't take the against vote.
Right, those
So can
against.
you please decide that?
Those against Reg's proposal?
4. Okay. So the contra to that is what Nigel's read out.
This is the revised.
To use the expression cannot support rather than reject.
That was my proposal. Seconded by Pat. All those in favour of it?
6.
Okay.
All those against?
One abstention.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Been not, I mean, you're welcome to stay, you won't stay, you're welcome to stay if you want to. And we'll obviously be monitoring